Welcome to my views and news. Two news stories. Main news stories about the withdrawal of Tigray fighters from woreda in Amhara region. We are receiving some information from the ground that Tigray forces have withdrawn from this woreda. Amhara administration has entered the woreda. Is it the result of some sort of understanding between Tigray and Amhara regions? Is it because of meetings by Getachew and federal government officials in Addis Ababa? Secondly, viewers, Afar Somali fighting. We saw protest by Somali Isas on Ethiopia Djibouti road. Road remained closed for several hours yesterday. Ethiopia Djibouti railway link remained suspended. Ethiopian army fired at protesters. 3 were killed. And now we have received information from the ground that Somali forces have retaken control of Kabyle, which was under the control of Afar forces for a few months. Details for you. Firstly, viewers, we know that Tigray fighters retreated from almost all parts of Amhara region last year except 2 waredas. Tigray fighters managed to reach close to Voldia in the third round of fighting in August. They did not enter Voldia. They were a few kilometers away from Voldia, but then came offensive from the north. Eritrean Ethiopian military's joint offensive, which changed the battlefield balance, and Tigray forces had to retreat from Voldia. They retreated from all their areas under their control in Wollo, from Himra as well. But they remained in 2 waredas of the Amhara region. The waredas are part of Himra zone. Even they withdrew from southern Tigray, Raya. But they remained in these 2 waredas, Abergale and Sagbich. Both are on Tigray-Amhara border, on Takaze River. And there we saw that people living in these areas were displaced. Humanitarian organizations had no access to these 2 waredas. Tens of thousands were in dire need of aid. Amhara forces are in Raya and Volkayat, and Tigray forces were in Sagbich and Abergale. Tigray wanted to use these 2 waredas as a bargaining chip in talks with Amhara side. And Tigray fighters were backing an armed faction in these 2 waredas, Ago Liberation Front, ALF. Agos have long been struggling for a separate regional state, split with Amhara state for years. Agos live in large numbers in Amhara. They live in Himra, they live in Avi zone, they live in Tigray too, but they have large population in Amhara. Though relations between Agos and Amharas remain strained, especially during the 2-year-long war. And a few days ago, you know that Amhara Regional President Yilkal Kifale, while addressing the Amhara Regional Council, announced that the Ago fighters had shown interest in the start of in the resolution of the conflict through dialogue. So talks are underway between Ago Liberation Front fighters and Amhara regional government. At the same time, we have been hearing that Amhara forces are withdrawing from southern Tigray, though they did not withdraw completely. We saw that some contingents left Alamata. They have retreated. They have withdrawn, not retreated. They have withdrawn from countryside areas, from suburbs. They are in major cities like Alamata, Koram. They withdrew from parts of Alamata, but then Fano fighters were seen being mobilized towards the border, Wollo, southern Tigray border. But on Himra front, Tigray fighters have withdrawn from one woreda. It is being confirmed by some sources on the ground that from Abergale, Amhara region, Tigray fighters have withdrawn. Ago Liberation Front fighters have withdrawn. Amhara administration has entered Abergale, and in coming hours and coming days, we could see the start of return of displaced people, IDPs who were displaced from Abergale and the other woreda. They could start returning to this woreda in coming hours. Almost 10 days ago, if you remember, I shared with you the news that Ethiopian National Defense Force officials had told residents and local government officials in Vog Himra that Tigray fighters are going to withdraw from Abergale. And you see that what ENDF told is happening. Tigray forces have left Abergale. It means they could withdraw from the other woreda too. The two are very important strategically because since Tigray has made it clear that it does not want a new war, that is why locations strategically important from military point of view are being vacated by Tigray forces. Is this the result of some deal reached behind the scenes between Tigray side and Ethiopian federal government? That it is a goodwill gesture from Tigray, that it is withdrawing its forces from Abergale in return maybe for withdrawal of Amhara forces from Raya. So we'll see in coming hours. Will Amhara forces completely leave Alamata Koram? Will Tigray fighters completely leave the other woreda? We'll see. Something is happening. Getacheau's meetings in Addis Ababa are producing results because election cannot be held in Tigray without the resolution of Tigray-Amhara dispute over Raya and Volkai. That is why we're seeing rapid developments behind the scenes to resolve this issue, territorial dispute between Tigray and Amhara region. But it should be monitored very closely. We'll be able to say for sure in coming days what is happening behind the scenes. Secondly, viewers, Afar Somali border dispute over some territories on Ethiopia-Djibouti highway. We know that 2 days ago, Somali Isas took to the streets. They blocked Ethiopia-Djibouti highway in several locations near Aisha town. They blocked the road. ENDF tried to disperse the protesters. ENDF fired. 3 were killed in firing. Several were injured. Then ENDF laid siege to Aisha town. Dozens have been arrested. Somali Isa tribal elder Ogas had asked the people to protest. And then we saw start of an operation by Somali fighters against Afar militia members in Danlahelay. Danlahelay is situated to the east of Ethiopia-Djibouti road. It is a small kabyle. It is in city zone. Afar militia members have been in Danlahelay for a few months. When Afar militia members took control of Udato, Undofo, Garbaise or Gadamato, they advanced a little. They entered Danlahelay, which is not disputed between Afar and Somali regions. But I think since Afar say that the areas like Garbaise, Undofo, Gadamate or Garbaise, Undofo are part of Afar. So maybe that is why to put pressure upon Somalis, they entered this Kabele, Danlahelay. Now Somali fighters have retaken Danlahelay. Danlahelay is between Givane and Undofo to the east of Ethiopia-Djibouti road. We know that Somalis formed an armed group a few months ago. City Defense Force, SDF was the name of this group when it was formed. Purpose was to take back territories captured by Afar fighters. Now, Somali fighters, locals, militia members, not regional forces. I don't think regional forces are involved in this conflict. Mainly tribal fighters, tribal elders fighters, locals are involved in this fighting. Afar militia members have been pushed back from Danlahelay. Now, question is, will Somali fighters advance towards Undufo or not? Undufo, Afar say, is Afar territory. Will Somalis try to go deep into Afar? That we'll see in coming days. But so far, Somalis have got back their territory, Danlahelay. And in the fighting, which erupted around 2 days ago, dozens have been killed on both sides. And no one is reporting. Ethiopian state media is silent. International media too. And even social media. Only Somali media is covering. National level media outlets are silent while hundreds are dying in this conflict. While Ethiopian lifeline, Ethiopia-Djibouti road remained blocked for hours. It's a serious conflict because the conflict is over territories which are on a key road which connects Ethiopia with Djibouti. So federal government is being accused by Somalis of supporting Afars. That is why maybe federal government is now trying to be neutral and Somalis have taken control of Danlahelay. Let's see. Will Somali fighters advance towards Undufo? That will see in coming hours and days. If they move towards Undufo, we could see this conflict spread. Afar regional government, Afar forces will be involved, and we could see this conflict expand. Thank you for watching.